You know, I somehow went my entire life without ever seeing any of Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I managed to avoid it.
You haven't lived.
I disagree.
Why don't they just get another cup?
Between Wednesdays, just trying to get by to the next fix. Living between Wednesdays, prefer the comics over the Netflix. Living between Wednesdays.
It's the Sidekick Weekly Poll.
Comics.
We're going to talk about some comics here today. We got some new comics, some mostly new. We have all new comics.
We have
That's
no
what
new
we're talking
comics.
about.
Yeah, no new number ones. Oh, we have one new number one.
We did. We got one issue one. We got Empyre, the big Marvel event that's coming this summer.
Is it Fantastic Four Empire or just regular Empire?
No, last week was Fantastic Four Empyre number 0.
Okay, cool.
And then there was other, issue zeros setting up exposition. And this one is the official Empyre number 1. Fantastic Four was there. The Avengers were there. The Kree were there. The Skrull were there.
At least it's not convoluted. You can jump right in.
There's a big collection list. I don't know. The Marvel events aren't really for me, so I don't want to knock on them too bad. I don't think I'm the target demographic anymore.
I mean, our Marvel events, they can be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need the Marvel event to have a one-sentence synopsis pitch. What is it about? And it's pretty much Republican versus Democrats, but they're superheroes. I can do that. Yeah,
that was essentially Civil War. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I can follow that. And then what's Civil War 2 about? Oh, there's a psychic, and they're worried about predestination, and it's kind of like Minority Report and stuff. That's too many consonants. I don't want anything to do with it.
I mean, my main beef is the whole, I love the idea of a shared universe and having a bunch of titles that inform each other. That's cool.
That's cool.
I like
really
when
cool.
the things I like reference each other. But when you have the Avengers in Empyre doing one thing, and the Avengers in the Avengers doing where is it? So the Avengers doing something else in the Avengers, and then, I don't know. I like a shared universe, but when all these shared universe titles seem to be in different timelines and not informing each other, I'm kind of like, well, what's the point there?
That's the whole point of having a big old event.
But
as a huge Moon Knight fan, you have to be excited for Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, the Age of Khonshu Part 2.
I mean, after I finish saying I'm tired of big team events that aren't informed by what's going on in the world, I love what's happening in the Avengers right now. Because the main antagonist is Moon Knight, who is my boy. I definitely have a bit of a blind spot for him. I will revisit this title in a few months more critically.
Yeah.
Right now, I just like seeing Moon Knight's... the first issue of this arc was just 20 pages of him beating up each Avenger and stealing the power, which I was all for.
Yeah.
And this issue gets a little bit more into his motivations behind doing so, his relationship with Khonshu, which is always an ongoing thing in his own books.
Yes, because it's always is it real or not? Most of the time, is he schizophrenic? Is he?
Yeah. For a while, it was people like to say, well, Khonshu has never been officially confirmed in canon, so maybe he's been crazy this whole time. That's been put to rest, honestly, before this. Khonshu is real to an extent. But what I like especially here is that one thing that happens between a lot of Moon Knight runs when it switches creators is they tend to ignore what has happened before, which is also something I like. It lends itself to a lot of different takes on the character, a lot of different feels. I'm feeling this kind of thing today, so I'll read this.
Well, he's kind of like the Joker in that way. He doesn't really have
Well, he has his set origin, his canonical origin. Well, his childhood gets explored in a few different ways.
But his mental state is always in flux, right? You can just do whatever you kind of want with it.
Yeah, but his relationship with his patron god, with his Khonshu, is something where I've always, it's explored in different ways. In the classic super gritty, dark, Charlie Houston, David Finch run, he's very much just prostrating himself before this god that's forgotten and being like, remember me, Khonshu, please, I want to fight for you again. Versus his most recent runs with Max Bemis and Jeff Lemire mainly, is him coming to terms with his mental illness and him being like, I don't need you, Khonshu, you've abused me, I'm going to do this without you. And that is where this picks up, which I really like to see them pay to that, because it starts with him beating up priests of Khonshu, being like, is he back? I'll kill him. Told him I'm done with him, and I was putting visions in my head.
Nice.
And so I like that. They're paying heed to that and developing on it.
And the art's really great.
The one thing I really want to see that was introduced in Max Bemis's run is that he has a daughter now. Basically one of his alternate personalities had a daughter with his longtime girlfriend.
Okie dokie.
So when basically a baby shows up at some point in this issue, before I read the dialogue, I was like, oh yes, we're doing Moon Knight's kid. But it's a different baby.
Oh, ready.
But yeah, we got that. So I like that. We got a continuation of the Old Guard this week. This is actually the final issue of Volume 2, which is good timing.
Are they larger issues? They seem like...
This one's a little thicker,
Yeah,
but I think
yeah.
typically they're standard issue, the 22 pages or whatever.
To come out in conjunction with the Netflix movie.
Netflix movie just came out on Friday, I believe, but more on that later.
They look like the characters. After like flipping through this and watching the movie, they did a good job.
Not sure it's Theron, but
Oh, good luck with that.
but yeah, they did a great job with casting. Not only do they look like the characters, but all the actors are great in the movie. But more on that. We're gonna talk about the movie later. Right now, I'm just gonna say The Old Guard is a great book. Volume 1 was great. After wrapping up Volume 2, it was also good. The action behind for Fernandez's art is just the kinetic movement in it is great. The colors are spectacular. The character relationships are good. It's just a banging good time.
Do the covers always have this kind of visual aesthetic where half of it's just ground?
Here's something I'm not a huge fan of the covers, because I'm glad you asked that, is I haven't looked at the issues for this one as
I feel like
closely,
that's
but how
similar.
they do the first volume for the 5 issues is there's more and more black each time.
Oh,
To the point where the last issue is like, from here down is black, and you see someone like lying on the ground here, which is like, I get that.
That's a cool idea.
Stylistically,
Yeah.
but also I buy comic books because I like looking at pretty pictures, and when most of the cover is black, like, yeah.
Remember that minute where all movie posters wanted to seem really dramatic and morbid, so it was just black with the title in white, like Helvetica text for a minute?
Yeah.
Like 2012. Remember when 2012 was a big deal? That's a big movie coming out. It's Werner Herzog. Get ready. Not Werner Herzog. No, it's not Werner Herzog. I forgot who the director is.
Does Werner Herzog do like big dumb Hollywood blockbuster summer
no,
movies?
it's not
Yeah, I
Werner-
didn't think
It's not Werner
so.
Herzog. It's the guy who directed Independence Day, but like Ronald Emmerich. Ronald Emmerich is like, get ready. You were running away from global warming and the day after tomorrow. You're going to get running away from more global warming, I guess, from 2012. And it was just 2012 in black font. I mean, a black background. It was lazy.
There are like movie posters go through eras of tropes. Like I remember I saw like a big splash page online recently of every movie poster that has like just like a close up of the famous actors' faces with a specifically blue and
teal and orange. Teal and orange, yeah, that was a big
teal
deal.
and orange is very popular.
Oh, it was so bad. That was so bad. I know it's going away. I wonder if Netflix and Amazon and like the streaming services are going to change the paradigm. I love using the word paradigm. Paradigm of posters, because it's just kind of a still with like their name on it.
I remember I want to say the second Pacific Rim, which I haven't seen, but like at one point there's a promotional poster for it. There was artwork. They had like an artist make art, and it was really cool and colorful and kind of like neon and stuff.
Yeah.
But then of course the actual movie posters are just here's the lead actors standing there.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. I read comic books. I like good drawings. Let's see some movie posters that you like hire an artist to make rather than just like have Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock standing back to back again.
I think Guillermo del Toro got the guy who did all like the Indiana Jones posters and stuff to do the Hellboy posters. Remember that? That was kind of cool. They looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on to other stuff.
Alex Ross did a poster for the Oscars once.
Oh yeah.
And because he's like such a huge name in the comic book world, but I guess not as huge as a name if you're not into comic books. I was just like reading him up on Wikipedia, and one of like the biggest accolades on there is like he did a poster for the Oscars. Like I think he's done a lot more than that, but you know, the old white guy awards, those are important.
Well, we're not going to have him this year, apparently. So.
They probably couldn't find a host again anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I liked it without a host. Keep going with no host. It's either Billy Crystal or no host. That's my.
Billy Crystal, Neil Patrick Harris, or bust.
Yeah.
Did Neil Patrick Harris ever do the Oscars or just the Tonys?
He just did the Tonys, but I've seen his. I've never watched the Tonys from beginning to end. I've never watched the Tonys.
Yeah.
I guess, okay. But I have seen his opening monologue, song and dance thing, and he just kills it. So.
I have a degree in music theater. I've never watched the Tonys top to bottom.
But have you watched the Neil Patrick Harris?
Oh yeah, I watched the opening songs and all the songs in between and the highlights, but...
You know, I take that back. Hugh Jackman fucking killed it. Hugh Jackman, I know you're... I know you're watching this.
Yeah, thanks for
Great
your
job
support.
on the Oscars.
Yeah.
You were a great host. He could sing, he could dance, he's funny, he's handsome, he's witty, he's charming, he's probably gay in the closet, but like it's got everything.
What? Just because he's a good Broadway actor, singer, dancer, he's got to be gay somewhere on the inside?
No, I'm not saying that.
But yeah, Hugh Jackman, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Speaking of Hugh Jackman to Wolverine versus Hulk, we'll talk about Immortal Hulk.
Immortal Hulk.
Where it goes here.
Ooh, we got an Immortal
There
Hulk
it
this
is,
week
yeah.
too. Continues to be good.
Continues to be great. The artist isn't back, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
Joe Bennett still he's got stuff in his life. His art is insanely detailed. So
he
if
got off a double spread before COVID happened of the Immortal Hulk, and that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Good. But the person they have for it, Hawthorne, does kill it. It looks very
it
reminiscent
looks great.
thing. It's good. But Hulk's back, Bruce Banner's back, all that jazz. Keep going on that. You read Venom, right?
I did.
You got a new character. Who's the new character?
I'm off the Venom train personally. I was reading this volume of Venom up until like issue 20 or so when he goes to like Venom Island.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like a very 90s like explosion, action, portal to another dimension. But this guy has really big guns. Like I don't know. Whereas it started to me that I love the first few volumes of this Venom run by Donny Cates, where it was like the establishment of Null, getting to know he has a son. There was some really good dark introspective character work with Ryan Stegman's symbiote art being off the wall, but it feels like another like superhero title, like I said, with portals and alternate dimensions and guns and.
This is way too convoluted for a Venom story, but people seem to like it, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you like that, it's still good.
I know people like it. I'm glad they do. I'm getting more and more picky these days with the ongoing superhero titles I like, so...
Yeah, you know what I'm still in the train for? And speaking of Todd McFarlane, I'm good with transitions today. Spawn 305 came out.
Yeah, I'm not a Spawn reader. That's more you're in Chris's game.
Spawn 305 is good. It's a little bit more... they were doing this... After Spawn 300...
Is this the one Zaffino did? Oh no, I know.
No.
Okay, I know Gerardo Zaffino was doing some Spawn art at some point. I forgot until right now, but this still looks gorgeous.
It's actually it looks really good, and it's not as convoluted. It's Spawn and She-Spawn running around right now, killing a bunch of people. But it's pretty straightforward. For a while after Spawn 300 to celebrate like the longest running independent thing, comic running. They had 3 different stories in conjunction that you would have to like kind of figure out which one was canon and which one was not. This one it kind of abandoned that, and it's a lot easier to read.
I'm in love with this artwork.
Oh, the art's great. I love the gritty. Like it kind of like it doesn't have the.
Spawns do not kill spawns. It's like Hulk is Hulk, and all Hulks are Hulk, even if Hulk are Hulk, and Hulk helps Hulk.
The 90s sketchy, super Todd McFarlane-y stuff. There's only 2 pages of that where he actually does the art, and it still looks great. But like they're kind of going for like a little bit more grounded, a little bit more like anatomically correct looking human vibe now, and I dig it. I don't know, I dig it. I'm digging this Spawn read launch. It's nice.
One day, when I finally my reading list starts shrinking instead of growing, and I've knocked these things off, and I'm like, I did it. I read these stories I want to read. I'm going to read Spawn, start to finish. I'm going to do
Spawn, do the Simpsons roll. Read Spawn. read Spawn issues like 1 through 12, and then you have everything you need to know.
And then skip to what?
I don't know, 300. Spawn 50 is kind of where the Al Simmons story ends, and it kind of like spirals out and does other stuff and experiments. That's the cool thing about Spawn is it keeps trying stuff.
Yeah.
I give it that. I have to give Savage Dragon a shot. That's still one artist, one writer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I assumed that had changed over time. That's crazy. I assume like Eric Larson would have still been involved. And like I know Todd still writes, but as other people do artwork,
yeah,
I would
but
assume
like
something like that.
Todd's taking hiatus in writing and stuff. He's overseas. He's taking Matt Groening because keep our metaphors.
Did you get a chance to look at Heavy Metal?
I did have a chance to look at Heavy Metal. I didn't read all of Heavy Metal, but I do usually read all of Heavy Metal when they come out. I was late, and there's a bunch of books to read. Heavy Metal's still good. Do you read Heavy Metal at all?
I don't.
Oh, goddamn! It comes out quarterly.
Yeah.
There's a couple articles in there about interesting stuff that we enjoy in the orbit of sex, violence, and horror and all that jazz.
I do like all of those things.
Yeah. But usually there's usually like 2 or 3 number ones of stories that go for like 4 to 8 pages, and then they have continuations of other stories from previous issues of Heavy Metal.
I follow this guy Sean Andrew Murray online. I remember he was just. I think he has art that was also like a cover B or something. For this. But look at that.
But yeah, it's gorgeous.
The kind of whenever I flip through these, I'm always like I'm not going to start collecting them now.
Yeah.
I really appreciate them, but if I was just such a sheltered little kid, nobody showed me cool comic book stuff.
Yeah.
If I had discovered these when I was like a teenager, I would have just devoured them.
If you want to see like uncompromised art and writing that that has no purpose other than to be cool,
I mean that's
Heavy Metal's the way to go.
That's like what 2000 AD does over across the ocean, right?
Yeah.
I've only got my hands on a few issues, but they're just like big comic book magazines with stories and articles and just cool metal punk shit.
It's just exactly. It's just like there's no. I don't know if there's a name for this particular genre of cool shit you want to be following, but like. Yeah, it's always cool stuff. They had a musical one not too long ago that was inspired by a bunch of like heavy metal albums. So it was good.
Well, this issue's $2.99, so I guess next was $300.
Oh, it's $300, yeah.
So it'll be a big deal there, I guess.
I like the idea of them having them come out quarterly now too, because like I think by the year you could have like the 2009 edition and have like a bigger hardcover one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that, but they should, because I would buy them.
I'm curious because I know a lot of the British writers, or British, Scottish, writers that are not from the Americas. A lot of them got their starts in like 2080 writing Judge Dredd stuff.
Yeah.
Like just to name like literally the only ones I can think of off the top of my head are Al Ewing and Garth Ennis.
Yeah, they both wrote, but like he was kind of like the trial by fire for.
Yeah, sorry, I just shouldn't say got their start because I don't really know the full journey. But
you get like, but he's Judge Dredd's one of those characters where like, okay, this young fella he's got some edge. Let's see if we could see how he does with Judge Dredd, and we'll go. It's kind of like Constantine. Constantine is like the trial by fire. If you're going to come over and your DC grabs you, and you're like, all right, before we give you Batman, let's see how you do with Constantine.
So yeah, I'm definitely interested in, just for my own, like I've wanted to go back because I'm obsessed with what Al Ewing has done with the Immortal Hulk. I want to go back and read some of his earlier stuff because I haven't read much of his other stuff. And I wonder how many other creators that I love have gotten maybe some of their stuff known better through heavy metal that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, and the cool thing about heavy metal, you can still submit to heavy metal. You and I can go upstairs and write a really terrible comic and submit and fail, but we can do it.
That's the beauty of art.
Yeah.
I love all the books, like all the ads for events from like, it says like, this thing's gonna be announced April 2020, but then obviously didn't because pandemic. But we're still getting these books. We had a glaring typo in a book today, which I always like to laugh at.
It was Venom, right?
Oh yeah, Venom. They just repeated 2 words twice. It's like these aren't the words, but it was like you'll never stop me. I'm gonna blah blah blah.
Maybe he just wanted him to know that he couldn't stop.
It's a fast medium.
Yeah.
They gotta pump them out there. We're all human. We make mistakes.
I get it. All right, I think we're done.
I think so.
Thanks for listening today or watching. One of the two.
Read some comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, pal. You got that one where Superman goes to Supertown? Yeah, I got that when it come out. I like the fourth one.